Well, more than 12 years ago, Denver Broncos player Darrent Williams was shot and killed at 11th and Spear after a New Year's Eve party. At 24 years old, he left behind a son and a daughter. Well, Darrent Williams wears his father's number on the football field, and today he was in Colorado for only the second time since his dad's death. His team scored a
Hello, and welcome to Crime Time with the EZ. Yes, the King, where we turn criminals into the roaches that they are, and then stomp on them, or make them disappear. Shit. Okay, now, awkward pause as I try to recover and pretend that didn't happen. Anywho, in the annals of professional football, there are stories that transcend the game itself. Tales of triumph, tragedy, and the enduring spirit of the players who leave an indelible mark on the sport. One such story is that of Darrent Williams, a rising star whose life was tragically cut short. Join us as we delve into the intriguing details surrounding his life, career, and untimely demise. Darrent Williams was born on September 27, 1982, in Fort Worth, Texas. From an early age, he showed a remarkable talent for football. As a standout athlete at O.D. Wyatt High School, Williams caught the attention of college scouts across the country. In 2000, Williams earned a scholarship to Oklahoma State University, where he played for the Cowboys. Known for his exceptional speed and coverage skills, he quickly became a key player in the team's defense. Darrent was a force to be reckoned with on the field. He had this innate ability to read plays and make game-changing interceptions. He was a leader both on and off the field. His work ethic and dedication to the game were unparalleled. Williams' stellar performances caught the attention of NFL scouts, and in 2005, he declared for the NFL Draft. On April 23, 2005, the Denver Broncos selected Darrent Williams in the second round of the NFL Draft. It was a dream come true for the young cornerback, who was eager to prove himself at the professional level. Williams wasted no time making an impact. In his rookie season, he showcased his exceptional skills, recording 76 tackles, 6 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. His speed and agility earned him the nickname D-Will among teammates and fans. The 2005 season marked the beginning of a promising career for Darrent Williams. His stellar play helped the Denver Broncos reach the AFC Championship game, and his future seemed brighter than ever. But tragedy was lurking just around the corner. In the early hours of December 31, 2006, Williams' life was cut short in a senseless act of violence. Gunshots rang out in the early hours of New Year's Eve, claiming the life of Denver Broncos cornerback Darrent Williams. The shooting occurred during a drive-by incident outside a nightclub, shocking the football community and leaving fans in mourning. The news sent shockwaves through the NFL and left a void in the lives of those who knew Williams best. As the investigation unfolded, details emerged about the tragic events that led to Williams' untimely demise. The authorities discovered that the drive-by shooting was the result of an altercation that occurred earlier that night at the nightclub. Williams and his friends were leaving the establishment when their limousine was targeted. The loss of Darrent Williams sent shockwaves throughout the NFL and prompted a renewed focus on the issue of athlete safety. In the wake of his tragic death, the Darrent Williams Memorial Teen Center was established in his honor. The center provides a safe space for young people in Fort Worth, offering educational and recreational programs. The football world also came together to pay tribute to Darrent Williams. His Broncos teammates wore his number 27 on their helmets and dedicated their playoff run to his memory. Darrent Williams' story is a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring legacy of those who leave us too soon. His promising career, infectious personality, and dedication to his community will forever be remembered. Rest in peace, Darrent. your spirit lives on.
Guilty on all 21 charges. That was the verdict for a suspected gang member in the fatal drive-by shooting of Denver Broncos cornerback Darrent Williams 3 years ago. A jury convicted Willie Clark following an 11-day trial and a day and a half of deliberation. Clark declined to testify, citing threats made by gang members to himself and his family. He faces up to life in prison at his April 30th sentencing hearing. There was no immediate word on a possible appeal. Williams was killed at about 2 a.m. on New Year's Day 2007. Prosecutors say Clark fired the fatal shots from an SUV that pulled up beside the rented limo Williams was riding in. Williams was 24, and in his second season with the Broncos, he was already a starter, and his 4 interceptions that season were second best on the team. He was taken by Denver with the 56th overall pick in the 2005 draft out of Oklahoma State.
Well, more than 12 years ago, Denver Broncos player Darrent Williams was shot and killed at 11th and Spear after a New Year's Eve party. At 24 years old, he left behind a son and a daughter. Well, Darrent Williams wears his father's number on the football field, and today he was in Colorado for only the second time since his dad's death. His team scored a big win over the Colorado School of Mines. Connor McHugh is at Mile High tonight. And Connor, Darius looks like he's following in his father's footsteps.
Yeah, he really is. Darrent Williams only had a career of about 2 years with the Denver Broncos, but to say he left a mark with the organization and all of its fans would be an understatement. Now, all these years later, it remains to be seen if his son will do the same, but so far, he is off to a good start.
It was a surprise to me.
Few things conjure up more emotions for Broncos fans than the number 27.
The 15, 10, 5, it is a touchdown.
There's elation and pride.
80 yards for a touchdown, Darrent Williams.
Hope and inspiration. But also the heartbreak that still lingers from January 1st, 2007.
I just try not to think about it, man.
Now, more than 12 years later on a different field, there was a 27 in the secondary again. This time, a redshirt sophomore named Darrent Williams.
When we found out who we was playing, it just kind of came back to the back of my mind that going back out here, I can't lose again.
Williams is one of Darrent's 2 kids and his only son. Now a cornerback at Texas A&M Commerce, he returned to Colorado for only the second time since 2007.
It just feels good to play like, I feel like I'm playing out here while he played out here. Just feel good to taste the air, man. I guess this is what he was feeling.
Darrent says he shares his father's passion, but is his own man.
I just don't want nobody to feel like they gotta give me something. That's why I don't even try to bring up who I am to people. Who my dad was, none of that. I just want people to like me for me.
Still, the resemblance, along with small game day tributes, make it hard not to see a little bit of Darrent on the field again.
I just try to play for him, man. I feel like he playing through me, man. He didn't get to live it, fulfill his dreams, so I just let him, he playing through me.
Now, the first time Williams came back to Colorado was actually this year as well. It's when his team played CSU Pueblo and ended up losing. He says being able to leave today with a win meant a lot.
Kick that right.
When I was asleep, we were at my house, we were asleep. Then my aunt, she called my mom and then woke us up. And then when we got there, me and my sister was laying down asleep. I was faking sleep, but she was asleep. Then they were talking about it and I heard it. And they wanted to put us in the back room. But I already knew what happened. But then they put us in the back room. Then they came, she went back and got us and she told us. And I remember just crying the whole night. It was like 3 in the morning. I really picked up the speed, dude. I think I had a heart like he did. I like coming down, hitting people, being physical. Just still trying to work on the speed for him.
Williams was murdered in downtown Denver, killed early this morning while riding in a Humvee limousine with 15 other people. Happy New Year, everybody.
As much as he'd like to, that's a day that Darrent's son Darius will never, ever forget.
I definitely remember that day. They called my mom, we was at the house. They called my mom, my cousins called my mom. And she just started crying. She came and woke me and my sister up. But I could tell she was trying not to cry and stay strong, so I was faking sleep. But I knew before we even got to my great granny's house, his granny, before we got there, I already knew what it was. So when I walked in there, it was on the TV and stuff. I'm still faking sleep, but I'm up while I'm playing sleep. And I just know. Then they, like 30 minutes later, they came in there and told me and my sister. She was 4, she didn't really understand, but I was 7. I knew everything was going on. I remember crying.
And all of those emotions came rushing back to Darius when his team's plane landed in Denver for a game against CSU Pueblo.
When we first touched down, I cried a little bit because we came down on my dad's birthday, and I ain't been back here since. I feel like everything in life is just, everything happens for a reason. And that's just crazy that I come back to Denver, I come back to Colorado on his birthday. I ain't been here since. I was 6, 7. It's just crazy. I'm ready to play, man. I've been ready to compete and make plays.
Darius wants to be like Darrent, and with his dad's name on his shoes and his number 27 on his back, he does remind you of him.
Ever since I was young, it's been in me. I wore 27 when he was alive, when I was young. It's just been in me. I just got it as a legacy, man. I got to pick it up.
The end zone pass is going to be intercepted. Intercepted. Darrent Williams at the 1. Darius says he still watches tape of his dad playing football, and he still plays for him.
Hands it off to Michi. He is met rudely.
No, I feel like he'd be proud of him.
Why is that?
Because I'm out here doing my thing, balling, my grade's good. And that's it. Staying out of trouble, all that.
Darrent, no doubt, left quite a legacy. Darius's goal? Do the same.
I just want to be great at everything I do, whether it's school, football, whatever. I just want to be great.
Just like his dad was.
No one has heard from Willie Clark since he was charged with 2 big murders in Denver, until today.
I have nothing to do with nothing what these people are talking about.
An orange spoon from the Denver County Jail, making it into a homemade knife for Shane. Guards say they found it in his cell on Monday. Tell me again why you think that this is so important, why you're making such a big deal about this. This is the first time that you have spoken publicly, been recorded, and on TV. Why is this such a big deal?
It's a big deal because I'm in here and these people can do anything to me, and then what happened? They'll charge me with something else. What's next? Where are they going to find next? They're going to say they found a gun in my room.
Clark is charged with one of the most notorious crimes recently in Colorado, the murder of Denver Broncos cornerback Darrent Williams. Williams died when someone fired several bullets into his limo on New Year's Day, 2007. Clark is also charged with what prosecutors call the worst kind of crime, killing this woman, Kaloni Ann Clark, in December 2006, only days before she was to testify in an attempted murder case.
There is really nothing that the justice system and law enforcement takes more seriously than the murder of a witness. The whole system comes to a crashing halt if witnesses are not safe.
But he asked 9 News to talk with him because, he says, someone in the jail is out to get him.
I was issued a white plastic spoon in a paper cup. That was it. And 2 sheets, a towel, and a blanket.
Well, he's charged with these 2 serious murders, yet he goes into great detail about a white plastic spoon versus an orange plastic spoon. Why that kind of behavior?
It is not all that uncommon for inmates in custody to worry about the minutiae of their conditions of incarceration.
Why did you want to talk with us?
Because I wanted everybody to know how these people are treating me here. It's like, okay, what's going to be next? If they can put anything in there or say, oh, he had this, and then they're going to just charge me with it, that's not fair to me or to my family.
Clark could spend the rest of his life in prison, or worse, on the murder charges. What he still has is visits from friends and family, phone calls, privileges inside the jail. If he's convicted on the contraband charges, he could lose that too.
Goodbye to 2021 and hello to 2022. I want to take this time out to tell you a little about someone who holds a special place in my heart. I had a chance to play with Darrent Williams for about 2 years here with the Denver Broncos. And I have to tell you, at 5'8", you think that he is a small in stature type of corner, but he played larger than life. Anyone who knows him knows his famous catchphrase already. That was kind of who D. Will was. Fun-loving person. When you get him out there on the field, the scrappiest player that you've ever seen, especially coming from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, man. It was already with D. Will. And if you haven't seen him play, you go back to 2006, Broncos versus the Baltimore Ravens, week 5, he showed up and he showed out. A punt return and an interception of Steve McNair. This kid was special. We never really got a chance to see Darrent reach his full potential, but he was an amazing corner. He was an amazing father. He was a great teammate to be around. So every year around this time, I celebrate Darrent's life, and it's been 15 years since his passing. And I have to tell you, I kept this entire time. 15 years later, I still have it. I still wear it. He would always be a part of me, and I love you, D. Will. May you rest in peace.
What did you think about the video? Please comment below, and please keep all involved in your prayers.